Hi, I'm Ali from Learning and Teaching, and welcome to this short video chat about the NSS. Today I'm joined by Marion, Lorna and Shola from Tourism, Hospitality and Events, who are going to talk about how they improved their NSS scores over the past few years. It's always an ongoing challenge for us to find ways to share good practice when people are so busy. So hopefully this format works. It's the first time we've done it. So I'm going to hand over to you first, Shola. Looking forward to hearing about what you did and why you think it worked.
Thank you very much, Holly. Over the last a couple of years, we've tried different methods, and some of the things that strategies that we've actually worked with to manage student expectations are getting the basics right, understanding students' idea of assessment and feedback, and also we organize a couple of focus groups with level 6 students. In terms of getting the basics right, one of the key things that really underpin it for us is in terms of communication. And we ensure that effective communication and consistency is one of the things that we do. Blackboard, everything, Blackboard handbook and everything, we try to ensure that everything is consistent. And more so, we also try as much as possible to emphasize more about module evaluation. And we talk to the students in terms of the fact that this is where they have opportunity to tell us whatever query that they have, whatever thing they would like us to change, and also emphasizing the fact that the external examiner is going to see it, most likely the head of school will look at it, and other module leaders as well will see it. And that will give us opportunity to reflect on it as soon as possible and make necessary corrections if need be. However, if they make any query or complaint in the NSS questions, we won't see it until after they've graduated, and that may take a long time to be able to effect the changes. So that's part of, you said, with the strategy that we are actually incorporating, ensuring that their voices are heard and we're making the right correction. Also, in terms of assessment and feedback, which I'll hand over to Marion to continue, we look at email responses, and I'll hand over to Marion to tell us a bit more about that. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm going to start with feedback, and we found talking to our students that their understanding of what feedback actually means is probably slightly different from what we expected it to be. So feedback in terms of feedback on assessed coursework, they actually perceive feedback to be more about other ways in which we feed back to them. It could be the way we respond to an email, they see that as feedback. It could be feedback more generally from the university, from central services. So we've had to be very, very clear ourselves and with our students about what constitutes feedback from the student's perspective, and to start using the language in terms of timely feedback more regularly and more openly with our students. Also, in terms of the feedback that we do write on students' assessments, predominantly through Turnitin, is to make sure that we're structuring it and being consistent in the way we deliver that feedback. So using simple headings, strengths, general feedback, feed forward in our Turnitin comments. So students are getting the same sort of approach to their feedback in all their assessed coursework. In relation to assessments themselves, over the last few years, we've been very careful to look at the range of assessments that we offer our students, and to not have lots of different types of assessment just for the sake of it. And so making sure the assessments that we use are appropriate for the learning outcomes for a given module, whether it is an essay or a presentation or a portfolio. And we've also been very aware of the dangers of bunching of assessments, something that I think all of us have been had problems with over the years, and to make sure at the beginning of each semester we map out on a spreadsheet where all the assessment deadlines are, and to make sure we move them around if they are clashing, so that students' needs are recognised in that way. I'm going to hand over to Lorna now, who's going to talk a little bit about the focus groups we've been doing with level 6 students.
Yes, so one of our third very powerful tools that we've used that has helped us lift our NSS scores is the introduction of our focus groups. These are over and above the student staff liaison meetings, and we generally start them towards the end of level 5, and we make sure that we have one at the very beginning of level 6 in the first semester, and maybe towards the middle end of the first semester, and possibly one at the beginning of the next semester as the NSS has gone live. And what's very important about these, and what we make it really clear, is it's the student voice that we want to hear in a very informal environment. And we keep it deliberately informal, non-minuted, non-note-taking, where the student feels safe to give praise or give criticism. It has helped us over the years identify over and above what we already do, what really works well. And it's helped us also to identify students who are probably not as happy as we initially thought they were, and has given us the chance to work with those students before the NSS comes out and hopefully change their perspective around, particularly in the you said, we did kind of style. So they've been very, very powerful for us. We've deliberately kept them informal. Sometimes they've been in a classroom, sometimes they've been in a space around the university. Occasionally we've also brought chocolate biscuits and so on to those focus groups. But they have worked really well for us, and we've really captured information that we wouldn't have captured in the student-staff liaison meetings. So I'll pass back to Alison.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Shola. Some really clear messages there about getting the basics right, clear communications, and the importance of well thought through assessment and feedback. And what you just said then, Lorna, about the importance of that ongoing dialogue and the student voice. So thanks to those of you listening. I hope you found it useful. We hope this is the start of something new where we can continue to share positive stories about how we're improving the student experience in an easily accessible way. So if you'd like to do that, please get in touch with us in LTE. If you email lte-admin@canterbury.ac.uk, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.